What is up, YouTube? It's Ubu the Tech Guru coming straight at ya. How is everybody doing? I'm doing fan-tiddly-astic. And today I'm bringing you part 2 of my Ubu Goes Green video. Now this is just going to show the functions of the display within the Prius C and then some of the functions of the radio. So let's get right into it.
I wanted to go over the display that's up there in the front and just how quiet the car is. So currently the car is off and it's in park, obviously. I will turn the ignition key. So all I have to do is turn it and forward for a second and then let go. Believe it or not, the car is running. Now you can see there's a little logo there or light that says ready, and I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the ICE, internal combustion engine, did kick on. Now it will do that when the car is cold, meaning, you know, the engine's cold, the car hasn't been run in a while, so that's why the ICE kicked in. Now if I record long enough, you will hear the ICE, the internal combustion engine, shut off. So right now it's just the ICE is running to warm up the car, to get the, you know, everything kind of warm and moving and whatnot. It usually doesn't take long for the ICE to turn off. So currently it's still running. One thing that will make the ICE run longer or more frequently is if I have the air conditioning on, which I don't right now. I guess just to show you a few of the ports, whatever, there is a cigarette lighter, which I have my iPhone charger plugged into. That's so that I don't want it tied into the audio system in the car. It just merely... Alright, so I don't know if you heard that, but the ICE just shut off, and the car is still on, though. So it still has the little ready, below the P there, it says ready, and so the car is still on, and the ICE shut off. So what I was saying is, when I don't want to tie into the audio system in the car, I just use the cigarette lighter charger to charge my phone. But then over here you have auxiliary ports and USB port. The radio has, you know, a media so that you can use Bluetooth audio players, and then also there's media, hit media again, and it should switch to iPod using the auxiliary input, and for some reason it's not switching over. I think I have to have it plugged into the USB port over here, and I don't, so it's not switching to iPod. But there is, you know, phone dialing functions. You know, you can dial, you know, outgoing calls, phone books, speed dials, and all of those settings are also on the steering wheel. So you got volume up and down. You got, this changes the song if you're playing on your iPod or iPhone, or it changes the radio station up or down to the presets you have. Mode, so that changes the mode from, you know, it was on Bluetooth audio before. I'm hitting mode, so now it's FM, FM2, you know, Bluetooth audio. So you can cycle through all that from your steering wheel. Then you have the phone answering and hanging up. And then you have changing the temperature. We'll change the temperature, you know, cooler or hotter. And then you can set the outside air, whether you have circulation from outside the cabin of the car or just not, just all inside air. And then this button here is the display button. So it changes what display screen I have up. So right now this is the Eco Score screen. It's really cool information for your driving. It shows you a lot of information, you know, as far as your score and everything, where you're keeping your gas pedal or the pedal, whether you're in, you know, kind of by the eco line or above it, or if you really punched it, you go into the power area, which obviously isn't, you know, you can do that. The car is actually engineered so it will never revolutions per minute will never go above, I think, 4,600 RPM. So you The car, you can't rev this car. It's not like a conventional automobile where you're at a stoplight and you want to race somebody and you push the gas in a couple times. It doesn't go vroom, vroom. It's all electronically controlled. But looking into the display further, I can hit the display button and we can go to my 5-minute consumption of gasoline. Obviously that's blank because I'm not driving. And then hit it again. You can go to Eco Savings screen. And it shows me for trip B, I've saved $35.87. Now that's in comparison to my old car, which got around 20 miles per gallon. And then you can switch. I'm on trip B right now. I can hit, this is the total odometer. So it's got 0 savings on there. I'm not exactly sure why it says 0. But you can see I have a total of 2,260 miles on the car. And then hit trip again, it goes to trip A. So for trip A, I have 783 miles. I've saved $83.37 from my old car that got approximately 20 miles per gallon. So then you hit trip again, it goes back to trip B. So now I can hit the display button again, and it will go to Eco Savings Record. Now it shows you how much savings you've had, over the various months. So last month I saved $161 alone in gasoline. That's huge. Then you can go to past records. You can see there for a 395.9 mile trip, I averaged 59.8 miles per gallon. Now I can switch that. You can see I have one record that was only 0.9 miles, and I got almost 100 miles per gallon. Then to the left there, you see a 5.1 mile trip. I got 91.3 miles per gallon. On the shorter trips, it's going to be using mostly all electric motor versus the ICE, the internal combustion engine. So obviously that's why I can get those super high miles per gallon. Now, it's never going to go above 99.9. So I could have had 150 miles per gallon on that particular trip, but the digital gauge only goes to 99.9. So now if I hit display again, that's the settings and whatnot. Here is the energy monitor. So it shows you whether you're using energy from the engine, the ICE, the internal combustion engine, or the electric motor and the battery. Next screen shows you driving information. So like how much you've driven, how many miles you've driven in EV mode, which is all electric, your outside temperature, your cruising range, and so on and so forth. The next one is back again to the Eco Score. So that's a little bit about the display. I kind of just wanted to show you guys. Let's get into actually showing you me driving the vehicle. So I'm going to slowly accelerate here, and you can see the green bar is going up to the Eco line, and I'll keep it just below the Eco line so that it stays in EV mode. Now, obviously, I'm accelerating extremely slow, and I'm only able to do that because no one's behind me. But, owning the Prius C has really changed my driving habits. Every time I get in the car, I try to break my miles per gallon like every trip. And it's exciting to drive the car. It's changed my driving habits much safer. So the speed limits you can see there is 40. Here I might be able to get up, see how the EV light just kicked off? I pushed the gas pedal too far past the Eco line, so now I'm running on the ICE. It's no longer running on the electric. And so, when the ICE kicks in, that recharges the battery as well while I'm driving. So two things actually recharge the battery, the hybrid battery. It's the driving with the ICE on, and then also pressing the brakes, the regenerative, I can't even say the damn word. Regenerative brakes? Regenerative brakes? I don't know.
All right, I actually had to splice this bit of audio in. It's actually a regenerative brake. Regenerative brake. It's basically an engine recovery mechanism which allows a vehicle or object, which slows a vehicle or object down by converting its kinetic energy into another form, which can be used either immediately or stored until needed. So It was kind of funny when I made that while driving. I couldn't even say regenerative. Anyway. Alright, and here I thought I would just show you guys a few of the pictures, of the display. This is one of the Eco Score, and basically every time you use the accelerator, the pedal, gas pedal, whatever you want to call it, you'll get a score for your start. Like if you punched it or not, or if you slowly feathered into the pedal, you'll get a score for that. And then you'll get a score for your cruising speed. Like basically once you've, reached the speed that you're going to maintain, how well are you maintaining that speed, instead of like stomping on the gas to speed up and then braking and slowing down and constantly, changing that type of stuff. So if you keep a constant pedal, feathered pedal, you're going to do much better on your cruising score. And then also it has a score for stopping. You don't want to stop too slow and you don't want to stop too fast. So all of that really changed, the way that I drive my vehicle. This Eco Score of 89 is probably the highest Eco Score that I've gotten. Here is a screenshot of a trip summary from basically, so the Eco Score is every time you use the gas pedal and then stop the vehicle at a stoplight or something. And then it starts again when you accelerate and you get a new trip score. This is actually a trip summary. It shows you how far you drove the vehicle, from when you turned it on to when you turn it off. So this was this is my normal commute to my employment, to my place of employment. It's 70.9 miles, takes an hour and 24 minutes. This particular trip I got 56.9 miles per gallon, and compared to my old car, which got around 20 miles per gallon, you can see just on that trip alone I saved $7.89. So these are just some of the pictures I thought I would share with you guys. Hopefully this video was beneficial and you learned a little bit about the Prius C's display and some of the random miscellaneous functions of the built-in radio that comes with the Model 2, the trim package number 2. So that's about it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and at the end of the video there should be an outro that has a link to the Ubu Goes Green, the first video I did on my Prius C, if you want to go check that out. And that's about all I got for you today, guys. Until next time, I'll smell you when I smell you. Ubu out.